Yo everybody, this is Alex, known as The Rush. Welcome back to my views, and here are the results for a UFC fight now. Now, I'm sorry this video is a little bit late. Been a pretty busy week, and pretty much I had to reevaluate everything I was doing. Pretty much, all my fight picks got moved around, didn't happen, or did happen, but with different opponents, or got moved to fight night. So it was a pretty shocking night. Only 2 of my fights on the undercard stayed the same. So here's the first one. Rich Walsh versus Viscardi Andrade. Now this one, I'll be honest, it sucked. It just sucked because it was boring to watch. It was just pretty much Viscardi taking him down and holding him there. There wasn't really a lot of action. There wasn't like a continual pace. So I agree with the unanimous decision. But overall, Walsh had some pretty accurate striking, but Viscardi was just too strong, too fast, and too explosive, and he just didn't put it in there. You know, I gotta reevaluate my picks for first fights of the undercard, because apparently I don't do so well in those, and it's starting to get a little irritating. Let's talk about one of the fights that happened that I didn't have a pick on. Leslie Smith, Rin Nakai. Rin Nakai has only lost to one person, Miesha Tate, current champion. Not a bad decision, not bad. Leslie Smith, she's been out because of her cauliflower ears. Pretty much punch it enough and it spurts blood. But pretty much this was an interesting fight because these 2 women needed a win. One of them really needed this win. Smith pretty much won this fight hands down in my opinion. She just dominated the stand-up. She dominated the ground game even when it got there. Rin Nakai only won probably the second round, and that was if. Leslie Smith, she just used kicks better. She uses punches. Rin Nakai just couldn't get her aim right, and she just couldn't cover that distance in time. So overall, it was a unanimous decision, 30-27 and 29-28. So very, very interesting fight, but I wouldn't really say it was something worth seeing. Another fight that I didn't have a pick on, Daniel Hooker versus Mark Adeva. This fight didn't last very long. Let me tell you why. Mark Adeva pretty much came in, tried to take him down, tried to get the submission, tried to get that takedown so he could ground and pound him. Hooker got a high-end guillotine. Now, there's a difference between a normal guillotine and a high-end guillotine. I'm not going to go into details if you want to look that up yourself, but there is a difference. Pretty much, Hooker got the high-end guillotine, choked him out, and pretty much walked away with the win in the first round. So overall, very impressive performance and a very dominating performance, especially when you're hopping around on one leg for most of the round. Let's talk about the main event of the undercard, Brendan O'Reilly versus Al Jabon. Now this was a fight Al Jabon needed a win in because his last performance wasn't so well. He lost. Jabon, he had pretty much control the entire round. O'Reilly went for a takedown, went for a clinch control, cage control mostly, but he was just so small compared to old Al Jabon that you really couldn't vote against it because Jabon had the clinch control, like I said. He landed some vicious body shots and knees, pretty much dropped Jabon with a knee strike, and pretty much ground and pound him to the end. So overall, it was a pretty one-sided beatdown. Pretty much those were the... So that one and Rich Walsh was the only ones I had picks on, so I'm 1-1. Now, we're going to get to the main card. Let me point out something, people. My picks go pretty well. 5 out of 6. 5 out of 6, people. That's pretty impressive odds, especially since I picked mostly underdogs in that card. Let's talk about first fight of the night. Beck Rawlings versus Co. Iham for the main card. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how in the world I won this one. I don't even know how she won. 30-27, 29-28. Rawlings did not land a lot of shots. She was getting tagged the whole night. Even when she got the takedown, she got reversed. It wasn't really like she was winning. It was like 2-1 in my opinion. So how Rawlings won unanimous decision is beyond me. So controversy. So Rawlings, unanimous decision. Don't know how. Let's move on. Daniel Kelly versus Antonio Carlos Jr. Biggest underdog of the card. I picked Daniel Kelly for this fight just because I thought, you know, he's got to be tough if he's been there for this long. Antonio Carlos Jr. is a former heavyweight, so first round Carlos came out, took him down, dominated him. Pretty much that was whole first round. Kelly came back after Carlos gassed himself and twitched his leg, and Kelly just unloaded on him. And then in the third round, Kelly got him to the ground and pretty much just ground and pound him. Kelly picked up a big win, and impressively enough, he beat it over an opponent he was pretty much 10-1 odds on. So, Daniel Kelly, TKO, third round. Alright, let's look into Jake Matthews and Johnny Case. This was a pick'em fight, which means there was no favorites, but there was no underdog either. So, you could pick either one and you probably would have made money. First round, Jake Matthews and Johnny Case kind of were in that feeling out process. Case had the better striking, reversed the takedown, but really not much. Round 2, Jake Matthews started to find his rhythm a little bit. And what impressed me was Jake Matthews found that body kick and Johnny Case started to crumple. He was starting to feel the pressure and he was starting to feel the pain. Third round, Matthews started to realize, hey, these body kicks are working. We got to keep going to the body. Case got hit by the body shots and, well, he crumpled. Matthews got the takedown, got on his back, and was going for a rear naked choke. Didn't get the first one, but he got the second one with only 15 seconds remaining. So overall, excellent job by Jake Matthews. Submission, third round, rear naked choke. Overall, my pick for submission of the night. Let's talk about Hector Lombard and Neil Magny. Now, I'll be honest, people. When I picked against Hector Lombard, I was thinking, what am I thinking? Because Hector Lombard is a beast. You just look at the guy. He looks like a young little Mike Tyson. Lombard came out just like everybody thought he would. He blitzed him. He blitzed Neil Magny to cover that 9-inch reach disadvantage he had. Almost had him. He almost had him, but Magny managed to just survive. And once it was over, Lombard had nothing left. Didn't have any judo, didn't have any striking. He was gassed. So that shows you can look impressive with all that bulk and power, but if you don't have the cardio to go 3 rounds like that, it's a useless talent. You're pretty much running with a hot gun. Neil Magny got on top of the ground in the second round, pretty much was landing 80 to 90 shots, to be honest. And I was like, come on, why is he not stopping these? He's not protecting himself. And once Neil Magny got up from the round, he's like, what the heck? I'm thinking the same thing. Well, I was, pretty much. I mean, come on. You're getting punched in the back side of the head a few times. Come on. Third round, pretty much same thing. Neil Magny got the takedown, and Lombard wasn't doing anything. Referee finally had enough. Called it. TKO, third round. Most impressive of Neil Magny's career over a very dangerous opponent. Now the main event. All right, people. I was wrong. You got me, all right? I was wrong. I don't know what the deal was. I thought Frank Mir would get this fight to the ground. I mean, 42 years old. You think Mark Hunt would be out of the game by now, but he's not. He's still there. All Mark Hunt did was wait for that opening. And when he nailed him with that right hand to the side of the temple, all he did was push him off, let him fall off, and just walked away. That's it. That's all he did. And I'm thinking, what can this man not do? So I guess he is the Super Samoan, which is funny. He's New Zealand. But that's beside the point. Overall, Mark Hunt had knockout of the night, hands down with that punch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the results for the fights. I'll catch you guys next time when we do fight predictions for the next big heavyweight main event. Ben Rothwell takes on former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. That's going to be an epic fight. It's going to be a good card. Tune in because it's going to be amazing to see. Alright, I'll catch you guys next week. So, Alex the Rush, peace out and good night.